Duke Hermit here, and this is my opinion on how to find the correct way for you to learn Japanese. Now, if you're trying to learn Japanese, you are probably familiar with a book called Remembering the Kanji by Heisig. And this is a great book. It presents the kanji itself, the common meaning of the kanji, the tips on how to remember it, but one thing it does not present is pronunciation. And this is my problem with this book. Because the whole point of the Heisig system is that you learn the kanji first, then you use this knowledge to learn words that contain this kanji, pronunciation, and other things. And this will work for people who like to systematically learn. But for people with attention span of 5 seconds like me, it doesn't really work that well. Let me explain you why. Let's look, for example, at this kanji. It's hard to draw with a mouse. Yeah, it means hand. By Heisig, you will learn that this means hand, but you will not learn that it reads as te usually. And so if I hear something like Tegiwa Yoku or Tetsudai, I will not understand that te is a part of it from just listening. Let me try to actually draw it correctly. Yep, let's do I. So yeah, as you can see, Tetsudai have te in it, which reads as te. It means a hand because helping is actually lending a hand. Makes sense, right? Actually, Tetsudai means help with the work, not help as rescuing someone, which is tasukete. Now, for me, it is important for this kanji to associate with actual physical hand and the word te, rather than using English word hand as a proxy, because this is how Japanese learn them. But I think I know why this book made this way. Firstly, many kanji have up to 5 different pronunciation, and it would be inefficient to ask someone to learn all of them. But most of them actually have only 2 or 1 pronunciation that is commonly used. And the second reason is because it was made in 1977, I think, though the latest edition was made in like 2011. But let's cast our mind back into the 70s and how people learned back then. They didn't have internet translators or electronic translators. They had this giant book called vocabulary. And while in English vocabulary you can find a word by the alphabet which contains 26 letters, in Japanese there's more than 2000 of only commonly used kanji. So imagine the vocabulary which have alphabet of 2000 letters and no real order of which one comes after which. This would be a nightmare. That's why Heisig focuses on the learning the kanji and the radicals, which are pieces that make up the kanji, to actually allow you use this as a base to learn more through vocabulary. But with advent of modern technology, people don't use paper vocabularies as much. It's a lot easier to just write the kanji into some input box like this. So let's look at this. This is Nichiyobi, which means Sunday, and interestingly enough, in Japanese it means day of the sun as well. The first kanji here means sun, and the next two mean day of the week. Now, you can just write this kanji here, and it picks it up. Easy enough. More so, if you know the pronunciation, you can just write Nichiyobi, and it will pick it up as well. It's a lot faster than searching through vocabulary. Even if you write it in kana, like Nichiyobi, Ime can transform it. And this is how actually Japanese do it. They don't write anymore, they just type it. And for typing into the electronics, you need to know pronunciation because you type it by kana. Now this is why I think that learning kanji by learning pronunciation is easier and more efficient than learning kanji alone. And this is also why I agree with Tai Kim from Tai Kim's Guide to Japanese that you should learn words and not single kanji. Because learning kanji as part of the words allows you to relate them one to another without any additional mnemonics. Let me explain. Let's write something like a book. No, not the whole book, just the kanji that means book. Here it is. It reads as hon. Don't mistake it for the another kanji which writes quite similar manner, but it doesn't have this little bar at the bottom, which means tree. It reads as ki. But so this reads as hon. Now if we write in front of it the kanji for sun, ni, then we get nihon, which means Japan in Japanese. It reads as hon once again. If we write something like this, it reads as honto. Truly, really. It still reads as hon. And this one reads as to. Instead of hon, we can write something like this. Now it's a bento, or obento actually, because Japanese refer to it as a bento usually, due to the cultural differences. Anyway, it means a box lunch, or bento. And there are a lot of examples like this. Let's write something like mugen, infinity. It actually means no limit. So we have 3 bars here, 4 bars here, then this kanji actually means limit. So this is why it is important to learn radicals, because this radical actually can be written in several different ways. It's written in different ways in different kanji, and you have to recognize that it is this. It kind of means good, but not really. Let's look at this. So mugen, infinite or infinity. This means no, basically, mu, and this means limit. Let's write this again. Limit as part of kaguri, the limit. Kaguri. Yeah, it reads differently right now. Here is the kaguri, here's a mugen, but mu is usually read as mu, unless you write something like nai, which means no, basically. Here it reads as na, nai, nothing, no, but usually it reads as mu. Now about that radical I was talking about before, let's write something like yokatta, which means I'm glad. As you can see, it has this pip on top, and it still has this little thing here. Let's go yokatta. It usually translated as it was good. It means I'm glad that this thing happened. I'm happy about this thing happening. As you can see, it's written differently here. And if we write something like hibiki, like this, here it does not have this pip, and even more, it does not have this little thing here, which it had in previous 2 examples. But you must actually know that this is the same radical. So if you whenever need to search by it, which is unlikely, but most likely it is, if you just, it helps you to remember that this is the same thing. Yeah, it says sound, but it's because Google does not translate it correctly. It actually means echo. So let's just get rid of those and get started about mu. Now, we can use this mu in many different words and it will still be mu. Something like muri, impossible. Let's write this. Muri, impossible. Or murio, free. Let's get this. Rio, like this. Stroke order is extremely wrong, but that doesn't matter. Learn the proper one. This murio, free. It still reads as mu, and it reads as mu is in many more combinations, in many more words. But let me show you something. Let's say I write something like this, and then this. These are 2 separate kanji. Now let's see, something like this. This was read as ryo, right? And this reads as this, ri. Could it be that this actually reads as ryori and means cuisine or food? Let's check out. Yes, it is indeed ryori. It means food, actually prepared food, dishes, and stuff. This is why I think that learning pronunciation is extremely important, and it helps you relate the kanji one to another as they combine different words without use of any additional mnemonics. The problem is, in this system, the kanji like mu is actually pretty complex, and it placed somewhere like 1900th or something, or closer to 2000s. to the end of the book, and I think you should learn it a lot earlier because it combines into it contain like many words actually contain this mu, and as well as something like key. That's right, key. It considered, well, it's not complex, but it placed at the end of the book. But it is a kanji that is in many different words, like kimachi, feelings, or tenki, weather. Let's get this going. Denki, electricity, kinishinaide, kiotsukete, and many others. So I think you should learn it earlier rather than later. Now, if you completed this book, it will immensely help you actually learn Japanese further. Or if you are actually knowing the pronunciation of words and just want to remember the kanji, you have the trouble remembering the actual symbols, it will actually help you because this is what this book is made for, remembering the kanji. But if you just want to jump in and learn Japanese as quickly as possible, I don't think this is the most efficient way. But take my words with a grain of salt because this is just my outlook on things. Maybe you're feeling completely different. I just wanted to make you aware. So thanks for watching. Duke out.